Right. So after Manchester and Old Trafford, it's India against Pakistan in the ODIs. This time it's going to be in Sri Lanka. Pakistan have made a statement early on in the Asia Cup in the very first game when they defeated Nepal by a convincing margin of 238 runs. What's India going to do now? What plans do India have? To talk about it, I am joined by Praneeth and Shravanan. How are you guys doing?
All good.
Yeah,
All
doing good, July.
All right. So first things first, guys. The bad news from the Indian camp was KL Rahul. He set out to miss a couple of games, and that was very unfortunate. Was it a wise decision to draft in somebody like KL Rahul, who hasn't played consistent cricket since the IPL, and there's lack of match practice for both the players? Bumrah, though, has played a series, but he looks to be in good rhythm. But there are still doubts over Shreyas Iyer as well as KL Rahul's match fitness, I would say. What do you guys think?
see, more than match fitness and all those things. Generally, India, the way they select players, they go based on the names. They go based on their potential. Like if they perform to their potential, they will deliver results. So generally, selectors go from that point of view, and that is not a bad point of view, to be honest. To be honest with you, and Shreyas Iyer, he had like domestic one day. He played some domestic one day tournaments after coming from NCA, and Bumrah also seems to be in a rhythm. So I don't see a problem with Shreyas and Bumrah, to be honest.
In case of
There's-
Bumrah, there is
there's
no
one thing,
problem actually.
Shravanan, I would.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on, Shravanan.
Yeah. So, if you ask me what Bumrah is going to do, I think he will spare well against Pakistan, and because he was in a very good rhythm against the Ireland series, we had saw that. So coming to Shreyas Iyer and KL Rahul, they had a pretty long injury. And as Pranit said, Shreyas had played some domestic tournaments. So the match practice would not be a question, but facing the top class bowlers from Pakistan like Haris Raf, Shaheen Afridi, and another Nazim Shah. So they were in a, I won't say they are in top notch form. If you see Shaheen Afridi, time and again he had proved he just he just exploited our weakness against the left arm seamers. Indian batsmen having that issue against the left hand seamers itself, and on top of that, Shaheen Afridi will bowl 150 plus with good swing. So that's going to be an issue for all the top order batsmen. And coming back to KL Rahul, I don't think there is a perfect replacement for KL Rahul in the squad itself. Because if you see, we can either draft in Surya Kumar Yadav or Ishan Kishan in place of KL Rahul. But if we draft in Surya Kumar Yadav, we don't have a keeper option here.
I have an option for you.
Yeah.
Yes. Sanju Samson.
Yeah, Sanju Samson is there, but he is in the reserve list. He is not in the main squad.
But see, you could bring in reserve list.
An injury, right? Yeah. So now that there's an injury, so you can actually try and bring him into the main fold, right? Into the main 15. So
Yeah,
I mean, there is an option
that.
basically. I don't know if Indian team management decides to go for it or not. That remains to be seen. But I mean, having said that, both Praneeth and Shravanan, Sanju Samson, in my opinion, is somebody who has been in the mix of the things for about a decade now. He's been leading Rajasthan Royals for quite some time, and we know about his class. He's not been consistent enough in the T20I format, but for in ODI especially, his average speaks for himself. So that number 4 spot plus the wicketkeeper option and the class that he brings to his style of playing, I think he would ideally be a good option at number 4, and just not giving him one chance, but like giving him a series of games, basically, Australia and 2 warm-up games.
See, Junaid, the problem with Samson is that the way he gets out, it's not about his class or averages, whatever it is, right? So Even the IPL, you must have seen that whenever there's a pressure, he plays a rash shot. There is always a release shot where he tries to go for a boundary when there's no when the ball is not there to be hit, right? And same in the West Indies series that happened. Like India was 90 for no loss, and then openers got out and the collapse triggered because middle order weren't there to give themselves time, right? And
He's dropped up.
hello.
You're
I can hear
audible,
you
Pranit.
guys.
Yeah. So you were saying about Sanju Samson, right? So yes, his averages are great in one days and everything, and he had a good series in 2022 against South Africa. But after that,
Yes.
I can't remember. I can't remember his greatest innings that he had played, right? And also in the previous one-day tour against West Indies, like openers have given them the platform of 90 runs partnership, but somehow middle order didn't play the right shots, or they didn't have a proper shot selections, and India collapsed to 180, right? So this is something which is going to happen very often. Like middle orders need to take that responsibility rather than throwing up the wickets and just exposing to the all-rounders and the tail. So somehow for me, Sanju Samson has some sort of recklessness.
Yeah, Pranit.
Yeah, Sanju Samson has that recklessness. So I would not, take a gamble on Sanju Samson. Instead of that, I would go with Ishan Kishan, and maybe I would open with him, and Rohit Sharma could demote himself at number 4 or number 5. So in that way, we are having a experience in middle order in form of Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, and Shreyas Iyer, and that would bring that stability in the middle order. And at the same time, we are having those issues, right? Like in Indian top order problems against left arm seamers. If we put Ishan Kishan over there, that issue could be resolved. So yeah, that's my
yeah.
point of view. Yeah.
Yeah, Pranit, what you're saying is you would bring in Ishan Kishan instead of Sanju Samson so that he gives some middle order stability. But I don't think that Rohit would demote himself, or maybe even playing Ishan at number 4 or number 5 would be ideal in this World Cup year, because World Cup is just around the corner now. Within just for 60-75 days time, you are not afford to make that gamble right now, or you are not afford to take that experimentation now. If you have a plan like this, if you have a plan like playing Ishan at number 5 or Rohit at number 4, whenever there is an issue in the batting order, you should have done that within a year or two in your hand. But time is not in our time is not a luxury now.
Interesting.
Yeah,
that
time is not a luxury.
Point.
I understand that from the experimentation point of view. But in West Indies, the way Ishan played, even though West Indies doesn't have a same strength of bowling compared to Pakistan, but still Ishan did fairly well. And
I will add a point here, Praneeth and Shravanan. The good thing, all right, we all know the exploits Ishan Kishan brings to his game. But, there has been instances wherein he would, there are still some technical flaws to his game. I'm nobody to criticize him, but there will be quite a few plays and misses, up front in his innings. He would just block it or miss it. Even in the match when he scored 77, the way he missed out on a ball was something like, you don't expect from somebody who has to take that number 4 slot. Basically, what you need at number 4 is somebody who can run the show for good 20-25 overs in the middle of the innings when things are not going your way, when the spinners are bowling, when conditions are not good. You never know, with in a crunch game, 30 for 2, and then you cannot just go bang bang. I mean, it's not going to be. It's completely a different ball game. 50 overs, it has to be an amalgamation of Test cricket as well as T20 cricket. So you need to know when to consolidate and when to go bonkers. Ishan has that game, but it's going to be early on in the innings, wherein maybe the first 6 or 8 overs or 10 overs, wherein considering the fact, with due respect, that he has a double 100, but a multilateral tournament, a completely different ball game. I mean, Shaheen or Haris Rauf are not going to give you those freebies, to be very honest. So, and then there was another debate going on wherein Rohit or Virat should come in at number 4. Well, at this point of time, I don't think that's going to be a wise decision by the team management to bring in somebody who is a top class batter, the best batters of your team, to bat at number 4 now. If they were planning something, then they should have come up with a plan maybe 6 months or a year before before these tournaments, basically. Because I'll take you back to 2009, wherein the team actually started preparing for 2011 World Cup, wherein the team actually started preparing since 2009 onwards. So there's an evolution. There's a process to it. But unfortunately, what you see with this management at this point of time is we are experimenting a bit too much. I think we don't know where to draw that line. All right, whom to be given a chances? I mean, who are your core 15 or 20 players, basically? So now there is a problem of too many, basically. So we never know as fans who's going to be at number 4, who's going to be at number 5, 6. And now Yuzi Chahal has lost his place, basically. So we don't know what's going on and what playing 11 will come out tomorrow, basically.
Right. So
playing 11 is
whatever
completely
options,
different story.
yes.
Yeah, 1 minute. Playing 11 is completely a different story as of now. The initial problem itself is the number 4 spot now.
Yes.
Even number 4 will be taken by Shreyas Iyer, but number 5, who is going to be our wicketkeeper batsman now? Is it either Rahul or Sanju Samson? That is going to be an obvious choices. I agree that Sanju is not very consistent. Also, he is an instinctive hitter. He just want to hit out, or he'll just go out. That's how he plays. Whatever
Like, for example,
situation
you
might
said 30 for 2, right? Would you bank on Sanju Samson, who would consolidate the innings and bring the stability to the innings? For me,
at any given
that's not
point
the
of
case.
time, at any given point of time, we can't afford or we can't bank a certain player. It's about the day. It's all about the day. How a player is performing on that particular day. If it is 30 for 2, then who else we have now? If we play Rohit Sharma at number 4, as you mentioned, I don't think so, because Rohit Sharma is our premium opener, who is going to be he's also a captain, so he knows that responsibility, so he has to bind the team well. So if you have Pakistan bowlers or up front, if they go on top from up front, and then it will be an uphill task for India right from the ball 1. So you need to dominate them. I don't think Gill is going to be that aggressive player. He's just going to take a backseat initially. He's going to play second fiddle to Rohit Sharma, so that Rohit Sharma can exploit that initial overs. Also, we have to notice that at Palakile right now, the weather is not friendly to us. So it might be dampness there, or it might be overcast conditions. If you are going to bat first tomorrow, then there will be some sort of movements. So the swing movement will be more. If in yesterday's game, Bangladesh versus Sri Lanka, the Sri Lankan bowlers got some good amount of movement off the pitch. So if that is the case tomorrow, then we will be in trouble right from the ball 1. At that point of time, even Ishan Kishan is not a very good technical player. He's just going to be looking to dominate right from the ball 1. He's an instinctive puller again. If you bowl some body line bouncers, he is not going to spare. Also, given his little amount of experience in this ODI format, if it is going to click, then it is fine. If it is not click, then again the pressure will be on the captain and the senior players like Virat Kohli, Hardik Pandya. Also, another problem for India I see in the batting order is who is going to be that top-notch finisher. Hardik Pandya also is not going to give you that explosive starts from the ball 1. Ever since he started to captain Gujarat Titans in the IPL, he's started to come at number 3 or number 4. Last IPL, he used to come at number 3 itself. So he's not going to give you that that ball 1-6 for you. He's going to take some time. He's going to have that. What do you say? He's just got to used to the conditions. Like he started to play like a middle order player now. A number 4 or number 5 who is going to bat for 30 overs or 20 overs. I see this batting middle order issues right when Yuvraj and Raina left Indian scene.
Yes.
Right from that time, we are having this problem. We don't have a part-time bowlers anymore in the Indian squad itself.
That's a very good point that you have brought in. If you take into
see
consideration
2011
the
World Cup.
2011 World Cup, right?
Yeah.
We had a Sachin, we had Sehwag, we had Raina, we had Yuvraj. So you can easily get at least 20 overs out of these bowlers.
Except Dhoni, you can bowl anyone in that.
Exactly. So
except Dhoni,
Gambhir
because
and
Dhoni is also going to bowl, but we don't know who's going to keep them.
Gambhir
that is the
and
question,
Dhoni, everybody else could bowl. So that actually gave Dhoni extra cushion to bank on. I mean, we had a number of all-rounders in those teams. Now, when you compare this team, basically, Shubman doesn't bowl, Rohit doesn't bowl, Surya Kumar doesn't bowl, all right, Virat doesn't bowl these days. So you had half of the team who don't bowl. So one bad day for somebody like a Siraj or a Shami or a Kuldeep for that matter, right? And then you have 10 overs leaking runs from one of the ends, basically. So, that can give an upper hand to any opposition on a given day way too easily. Praneeth.
So yeah, that's what it is. And also we need to take into consideration about Hardik Pandya's fitness. Now he has started to regain the fitness where he can bowl like 4 overs in a T20 game consistently. But at the same time, he's able to bowl that if he doesn't have a pressure that okay, there are 6 bowlers, so even though I can bowl 2-3 overs, it's fine. If there are only 5 bowlers, the problem is he's not able to complete the 4 overs quota with that same intensity. So now this brings the question whether how he will fare when it comes to that bowling 10 over spells in a one-day game, right? So so that's where it is important that players like Virat Kohli or Rohit Sharma, even though they have a bowling experience, it's just that they didn't bowl for a long time. That's it. But they used to bowl back in the day, right? Like even Rohit Sharma was an off spinner when he came into the setup. Then he became an out and out batsman. So there are options. It's just that they need to figure out. Like take an example of South Africa. They started with Markram. Markram was he started out as a part-timer. Now he can give the captain like 7-8 overs, that too on a good economy. And that's all you need from a part-timer, right? Yeah. Whether they take a wicket or not. They are just
Livingston.
Livingston, yeah.
Livingston is an outright all-rounder now.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? Like, what should be the strategy tomorrow? I mean, if I have to give my opinion on this, I would say first, if India bats first or second, doesn't matter. Do not give Shaheen Shah Afridi wickets up front in his first spell, because that's when he's deadly. If you knock those overs out, maybe 6 overs or 8 overs, if you're 20-25 for no loss, right? Then you can actually go on to drag Pakistan deep into the game. But if you give him wickets up front early, then Haris Rauf would be deadly dangerous to play, because he's gonna be operating on a completely different level. And don't forget, Shadab Khan is back in form, right? And then if you had a closer look at the game yesterday, then the ball was turning a bit. Bangladesh, Shakib was bowling well, though the number of runs scored by Bangladesh were way too less. So it was an easy. It wasn't. I wouldn't call it an easy win, but it wasn't that. There wasn't that much pressure, to be honest. But in this game, the pressure in itself would be so huge. Plus, if the wicket comes into play, then it's going to be it's going to be a completely different ball game then. So don't lose wickets up front to the Pacers. Keep the run rate under check, and then later, with depending on who plays again, if Surya is there, if Samson is there, then you can capitalize the later part of the innings and set up a good total or chase down, depending on the situation.
But one more thing we need to consider is Like when Dhoni was a captain,
Mhm.
Dhoni knew that, okay, this is the pitch. 270, 275 would be a good score. So they go according to that, but they won't be targeting like from ball one, I want to score 350. So, and considering Sri Lankan wickets are on the slower side, 270, 280 would be a good score. Yes, like yesterday's match, even 165, Sri Lanka struggled
right.
to score that. First match against Nepal, that's a different story. But still, Nepal, because of the swing, they were able to exploit the conditions and take early wickets. It's just that they lapsed in fielding and all. That's why they end up giving 340 runs. So for me, like India needs to look at this pitch by thinking, okay, 275, 280 is my first target, and I need to play accordingly. Anything above that is a bonus, and we need to think about those bonus runs in the fag end of the innings. So
Yes.
that is something they need to be taken care of. Like it's not like I need to score like 350, 375, and you are going all out from ball one and losing quick wickets, right?
Ravanan, what do you think?
So basically, what I think is maybe if India win the toss, India should field first, exploit the conditions, give Bumrah and Shami the first 10 overs, give it to them. If it is swinging, then Hardik Pandya also will bowl, and he's also clicking that 140 pretty often nowadays. So I think India will have an upper hand straight away if India won the toss and they choose to field. If it rains also,
That's a good
we
point.
will have a
That's a good
See,
point actually, because no,
but here's
what
the
Shravan
yeah, that's
Shravan
a
was
good
trying to
point.
say is a good point actually, because if you take into consideration the Pakistan lineup, right? They have been consistent enough in terms of the squad they have been playing, but there are some middle order conundrums, right? If you get Babar out cheaply, right? Okay, Fakhar Zaman is somebody who is a big match player. He's been out of form and stuff, but all it takes is one innings, right? So if you can put that pressure up front straight away, then you are in with a very good chance, like, to bowl them out cheaply and then go on and chase it. What you're suggesting is it could be a good move considering how the wicket would be, but it's going to be a spectacle for the whole tournament, right? It's India against Pakistan after 2019 in an ODI format. So I don't think ACC would give them a slow or a used wicket, to say the least. I think it's going to be a batting paradise. I don't know how they have set up, but considering the magnitude of the game, it has to be a batting wicket, in my opinion.
Also,
if
yes.
it is, this is an ODI. This
So
is an ODI format. So giving a batting paradise, I don't think so. The pitch will be a road for 50 overs or 100 overs. Initially, there will be some movement.
Yes.
Especially this is going to be a cooler conditions now in Sri Lanka. We are heading into our winter now. So it will be a cooler side. The weather will be in a cooler side. Also, it is going to rain. There will be an overnight dampness to the wicket. And especially if if the pitch has some moisture, then the pacers will have will make dance to their tunes. Especially Bumrah and Siraj, you don't want to face them in the overcast conditions. Even though you are a Babar, you are a Rizwan, or even you are a Virat Kohli, you don't want to face them at the overcast conditions and giving that white ball right from the ball one. So
right,
I
do
still think
that.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I still think that any team which win the toss, they have to field first. They should exploit the conditions, especially. I would say Pakistan have a fragile top order compared to Indian top order. Their pillar is Babar Azam and Rizwan only. If you get them pretty cheaply, then it's just a matter of time to fold the entire batting lineup. So if you come to Indian
I
part,
agree with you on that.
batting, in batting we have some stability, even though we see some loopholes like whether who is going to bat in place of KL Rahul or Shreyas Iyer or Pandya, Jaddu. But still, on the top six, we spare somewhat a better level. But comes to the bowling attack or the all-rounder setup, I think Pakistan will spare well there. So it's completely, if you go by the history, it's always Indian batting versus Pakistan bowling. So Junaid said that you should not afford to give any wickets to Shaheen up front, then you can dominate the game completely. So whatever team win the toss, they should field first and then exploit the conditions and get the opponents under 200, then it will be somewhat easier to chase it down in under lights. That's my opinion.
Right. There is something I slightly disagree to. See, the thing is, with rain in mind, there is a pressure of Duckworth Lewis also for the chasing
Mhm.
side. That's one. And secondly, if Pakistan they end up scoring like 225, 230, they will be with a good chance with the bowling they have. Right. They won't be giving up so easily. Like think about T20 finals against England. Like the target was 130 for England, but still England had to like really work hard to chase those runs. So for me, if India is concerned, it wouldn't be a wise idea to go with that what you call like fielding first wala option, right? And also Pakistan, there is a high probability that they might bring in Saud Shakil instead of Aga Salman. So that would stabilize the middle order, like Babar Azam, Saud Shakil, and Mohammad Rizwan. So if that's the case, their batting issues would be resolved. It's just that one single change they have to do, and everything is resolved. So yeah, that's my view about this India chasing, right? With Duckworth Lewis and their bowling attack. So what do you guys think?
Yeah, final playing 11.
Okay, playing
So
11.
Yeah, Jimmy, you have
Yeah.
something to-
I think playing 11, if I have to choose my playing 11, then I would say Shubman Gill, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, Sanju Samson, Hardik Pandya, Jadeja, Kuldeep Yadav, Siraj, Shami, Bumrah. 9, I think I've missed one. I've missed a batter, Surya Kumar.
Okay, we got it.
So you don't play Shreyas and KL.
I'll rest them basically. KL is out anyways.
Yeah,
So you
So
press Shreyas, is it?
Shreyas, I wouldn't
Okay,
draft
okay,
him
got it.
straight into a Pakistan game.
Okay, got
Okay.
it. So for
Yeah.
me, it would be Shubman Gill, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, Shreyas. Number 5, I would go with Ishan. Then 6 would be Hardik Pandya, Jadeja. Then in bowlers, it's Kuldeep Yadav, Mohammad Siraj, Bumrah, and Prasidh Krishna. I'm going with Prasidh Krishna because in middle overs, Mohammad Shami is a new ball bowler, but in middle overs, you would be needing someone who bowls like a good length, hits the good length area and bowls those heavy balls. Like for example, in 2019 World Cup, the way Liam Plunkett played for England, that I feel that role could be taken care by Prasidh Krishna. So that's my playing 11. So basically, new ball bowlers would be Siraj and Bumrah. In the middle overs, it would be shared between Hardik Pandya, Jadeja, Kuldeep Yadav, and Prasidh Krishna. And death overs, again, it would be taken care by Bumrah and Siraj. So that's my idea about the playing 11.
So my playing 11 would be somewhat different from yours. I would go with Rohit and Gill as my openers. Number 3 would be Virat Kohli. At number 4, I would play Tilak Verma. And at 5, I would play Surya Kumar, Sanju Samson. Number 5, Sanju. 6 at Pandya. 7, Jadeja. I will go with Shardul Thakur, Kuldeep Yadav, Bumrah, and Siraj. So my new ball bowlers would be Bumrah and Siraj. Upfront, I would give my first over itself to Hardik Pandya, whether he was able to get some movement off the pitch. If that is the case, then I would go with some 3 overs in the power play to Hardik Pandya. Then I will continue alongside with him Bumrah and Siraj. In middle overs, I could use Shardul Thakur. If you see Pakistan game against Nepal, Babar and Rizwan was playing effortlessly, the Nepali bowlers, because there was no venom in their bowling. I would see some knack in Shardul Thakur's bowling. He has a knack of getting some crucial wickets. Though he go for runs, he has a knack of getting some crucial wickets. So I think those kind of little bit things we need to do against marquee game. So also having Shardul in your lineup would enhance your batting a bit. He can stretch your batting a little bit. If you have batting at number 8, if he comes out to crease at number 8, then there'll be a better chance to play a long rope. Also, some going bonkers at the fag end of the innings. So I see Shardul will add a depth to the batting and bowling as well.
So what do you guys think? The main question, predictions.
Hardcore Indian fan, I want India to win,
Yes.
but
I mean,
not pretty
I
easily.
would really hope
Not pretty easily. I need a neck
I
to
hope
neck
we
game.
come back here on Sunday. I hope we come back here later on Saturday or Sunday with smiling faces. But I don't know. I think it's going to be a 50-50 sort of an affair. I mean, it depends on a lot of factors, to be very honest with you guys, because who bats first, who bowls first, weather conditions into play, like, you know, if it's overcast, how the team handles Shaheen Shah Afridi. So there are a lot of factors. So I want India to win, of course. Then it's going to be a 50-50 thing. What do you think, Praneeth?
So I would say slightly a 55-45 thing, because India has many question marks. So that's why I'm going with 55 for Pakistan, 45 for India.
Yeah, if you go by brain, that works logic. So Pakistan will have a upper hand
That's
in this
what
game.
logic says, actually. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just talking from a diehard Indian
Yeah,
fan
because
perspective. But
they
yeah, I
are a
mean,
settled unit.
what
They are a
I
settled
want
unit.
to
They have
say
to give
is,
that.
what
We
I
have
want to
on
see
top
is,
of
like,
that,
you know, a match living up to its
right, something like that 2022 T20 World Cup, something like that, right?
Yes, something like
a
that.
match living up to its expectations. Like, you know, I don't want it to be a one-sided affair. I want
Yes.
the, like, you know, match to go at least till, like, you know, 47th, 48th over with some excitement. I don't want this Sunday to be boring. I don't want this Sunday to be, like, you know, not a happy one from an Indian fan perspective. But yeah, let's wait and see how things like, you know, come up. So I hope we can join for a post-match presentation and come back with our India jerseys and happy faces to celebrate a victory.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
looking forward
Fingers
for
crossed.
that. Yeah, fingers crossed. Yeah.
Fingers crossed, guys. All right,
Thank you.
that's the wrap for now. And then do join us for the post-match review after the game. And do like, share, and subscribe to Crick-Centric View. And there'll be lots more coming your way. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you from my side.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.